I wonder why people in the city seem to believe the global warming rhetoric so much, and then this spills off to those in the country. I was just having breakfast with some people in Syracuse, Nebraska, and asked them, they were country folk, did they believe in global warming? They were older gentlemen, and they said, yeah, I think it's real. I said, well, let's do a little scientific experiment here. I'm going to take a brick and I'm going to put it out in that parking lot out there. The sun is going to shine on such brick and warm the brick up. Later on in the evening, when the sun goes down, we're going to pick the brick up and it's still going to be rather warm. This is called thermal transfer. The brick acts like an oven. Concrete acts like an oven. Asphalt acts like an oven. But we'll go out there and put our hand in the grass, and the dirt in the grass is going to be cool to the touch. So, do we really believe that what the city folk tell us, that global warming is real? Because most of the temperature reads that have been done pertaining to the scientific research on global warming seem to be done in the cities. Logic would dictate that if you take a bunch of bricks, you put them close together without very much greenery, that those bricks are going to maintain and retain heat. As I went through this process to these two country boys, one being a farmer, I said, so do we believe it because our daddy taught us? Is that what we do? Do we trust the scientists that teach us? Why do they want us to believe global warming? What is the purpose of global warming? What is CO2? CO2 is carbon dioxide. That is what it is. So let's see how this works. There's this process called photosynthesis. That science actually is real. It actually works. So plants want carbon of some form to digest, carbon dioxide preferably, and then they turn that into oxygen. So if we reduce the carbon dioxide upon this planet, then we reduce the food source, one of the food sources, the main food source for plants, if you will. Okay? Now, if the plants die off and there's more carbon dioxide, well, we reduced it. Remember, that's their theory. We want to reduce it. So the plants die off and therefore creates less oxygen for us, the human beings, to be able to breathe. We become, therefore, oxygen deprived. And then by becoming oxygen deprived, we become less intelligent. And then we become easier to control, or we just die off. One of the two. Now, is that the real intent of global warming? To fool the people to believe that, oh my gosh, CO2 is the problem. Well, go grow yourself a little greenhouse and see how much plants thrive in the greenhouse. Go check it out. Go find out. And then go in there and yourself and enjoy that fresh air. Because I believe that you people that are living in the city, that what you need to do is you need to get out of the city, enjoy nature, get some fresh air, get some fresh thought, and then maybe you won't believe all this bunk that your big daddy, the big government, and the big scientists are telling you out there. So now, use some logic, some real world logic, some nature logic, and test what I've said. Put yourself a brick out there in the sun. Then, when the sun goes down, go pick up the brick and see if the brick is still warm. Touch your house and see if your house, especially if it's made of masonry, is still warm. After it warms up, it's like an oven. That's why they have brick ovens. So you need to start questioning and using logic out there instead of taking for granted just because your daddy said something. My daddy told me a lot of things when I was a kid that as I become a free thought man, a free-willed man, that I found that my daddy really didn't know everything that I thought he knew when I was a kid. But he was stuck in his ways because that's what his daddy taught him. So somewhere in society, we have to become the why guy or the why person. We have to start asking our daddies or mommies or governments, why? Don't just take that everything they say is 100% the truth. If I am wrong on what I'm saying, ask me why. Show me the evidence that I'm wrong. But I am not going to take for granted because some scientist out there that lives in a city and has been cooped up in a laboratory and not gotten any degree of fresh air in probably years is going to tell me, because they have a sheepskin on their wall, that they're smarter than me. Because some university said they were, that doesn't mean they're smarter than me, because they can't even use common sense logic to process anymore. If it's not in their laboratory, they can't deal with anything outside of the laboratory. Now, you all think about that today as you process this. Can you use logic? Can you use common sense? Can you use free will? Can you think for yourself? Can you speak your mind? Or have you sucked down and been oxygen deprived to the point that you can no longer think for yourself, and you need somebody, anybody, AI somebody possibly, to tell you how to live your life? You need your daddy to tell you how to live your life. I don't need my daddy to tell me how to live my life. I'm a full-grown man, and I know how to think for myself. Hopefully the rest of you all, you will start thinking for yourself too. Have a good day, and to those that believe, God bless.